Welcome back. The American Cancer Society estimates that more than 97,000 new cases of colon cancer will be diagnosed this year. It's the second most common cancer and the leading cancer-causing death among women who are white, black, Asian, and American Indian. March is colorectal cancer awareness month, so today we're talking to a woman who was diagnosed just last year. She was only 40 years of age. Joining me now, KayAnn Schoeneman. She's the Senior Vice President at Ketchum, a public relations agency, and a cancer survivor. We talked about a year ago. Everything was fine, and it was sometime after that that you were diagnosed with colon cancer. Tell me about it.
Yes, I went to the emergency room for stomach pains, and I'd been treated by my primary care doctor for the past year for irritable bowel. They thought maybe it was something I was eating.
Right.
And finally, when I was in the emergency room, then was admitted to the hospital. Finally had my first colonoscopy where they saw a full blockage, a tumor that had grown and blocked my colon.
Any family history? Is it in
None
the DNA?
whatsoever. No cancer at all in my family, let alone colon cancer. My parents are both alive and well, and so it was a shock for all of us.
Right. Did you say, why me? What was your initial reaction?
No, in an odd way, I knew that it was something that I had. I have a 7-year-old, and I knew that I had to steel myself up and get ready for the battle.
Positive attitude. Okay. Yep. Tell us about the treatment.
I ended up doing 12 rounds of chemotherapy every 2 weeks at Inova Fairfax. Wonderful attention and care. It was once I finally got connected with my oncologist that I had faith and knew that everything was going to be okay. He knew how to treat me. He knew the regimen I needed. And then we even did genetic testing to see if it was something I needed to worry about for my family. And while it was grueling and brutal, I knew I was on the path where I had some control back.
Right. But did you have to step out of the lane? I mean, away from work and that sort of thing for how long?
I worked, I was out of work for about a month when I had my surgery, but then, you know, Ketchum was wonderful in giving me balance. I was able to work through my chemotherapy treatments. Days where when I was getting my chemo infusion, I was able to do conference calls and work, and days when I needed to unplug, I had that too. Okay,
what's your advice to the women out there, who don't even think about colon cancer? You know, it's always heart disease, breast cancer, not colon cancer. What do you say?
I would say overall, you need to advocate for your health, and at times when you see your doctor and you hear something like I did, that, oh, it's probably something you're eating, keep a food journal. Especially at this age, you want to hear that because you want to move on. You don't want to have to see the specialist. You don't want another 3 appointments. You don't want to have to work through insurance, but you have to advocate for your own health, and you have to leave no stone unturned, because when I was diagnosed with stage 3, and 8 of 20 lymph nodes were impacted. So had I waited any longer, it could have spread and metastasized to other organs as well.
Yeah, and what about the rest of the family? I always say that this is a family disease when something like this happens. How'd the husband come out of this, the kids and everything? I mean,
I'm blessed that my husband was incredibly supportive, balanced the needs we had at home, and then I made a decision that I was going to be public and share on social media my diagnosis, and that was the best decision I could have ever made, because my community rallied around me, my workplace, my son's school, my church, my friends and family, people I hadn't talked to in years, and it was incredibly helpful but also humbling.
Yeah, and we appreciate your coming here and sharing your story, because this is going to empower women out there also.
Absolutely.
You know, if you sense that something's wrong, it probably is, do something about it. Don't just sit there and do nothing.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep.
So, 40-year-old cancer survivor.
Yes.
Okay, and at 42 I had my massive heart attack and survived. So,
absolutely.